Okay, so today I have something I purchased off of eBay. I'm really bad with these. I break a lot of them. So I figured I'd buy one to practice on. It is a lot of plastic wrap. Oh, let's find a razor. There we go. It is the AC controller from like a 2003 to 2007 Silverado. It's the one with the slide potentiometers on it. So not the auto AC, but the regular AC. But yeah, I got it for 20 bucks off eBay. I figured it was worth grabbing to practice, and if I break it, I have parts. So, funny thing is they listed this as from a 99 to '02, but that's not true. This is not from a 99 to '02. This is from uh, 2003 to 2007. So, hey, I should file a claim on eBay. You know, item not as described, right? I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Um, yeah. Yeah, it says, let's get this thing apart then. But yeah, it definitely says on it came off of a 99, but that's just not, that's simply not true. But yeah, let's get this thing apart and see what we have going on with it. I guess we could power it up without taking it apart just to see if the lights are working in it. 'Cause that's really the only thing people ever send these things in for are the bulbs going out. And I know in the the auto one, sometimes the rotary encoder. There we go. The rotary encoder um, that's right here on those. It goes bad. If you spray it with like some WD-40 or contact cleaner or whatever, they tend to work. But yeah, let's take this thing apart and start with the part I always struggle with, which are these two sliders. These are pretty easy to break. They're just two potentiometers that are they slide. But yeah, these you gotta get these little knobs off of them, I guess you call them, and yeah, they get kind of stuck on there. Trick I've seen on the internet is to get them warm with a hot air station, and the one thing I noticed working on these is you could stick something down in there and get it on the potentiometer to where it's harder for the slide to break out. I'll show you once I get it apart. So I'm gonna put down the microphone. I'm not gonna talk and probably fast forward through me struggling to get this apart. The slides, the knobs off the slides and right there. So this guy can stay on here. It doesn't have to come off. And we just have these four screws here. They are a 3/16. It fits it better. I'm gonna guess it's actually like 4.5. It's still kind of loose with this, but 5 millimeter is too big and 4 millimeters too small. So maybe it's SCA. I don't know, but everything else GM is it's metric, so it makes sense for these screws to be metric. But I don't know. I just know 3/16 works and gets them off there without stripping the heads off. So it's what I use. Yeah. So this guy, Yes, it was a little dry rotted there. That one just cracked as soon as I started to unscrew it. Oh well, I just glue it back on. I actually have other covers for these. I may just use them. Alright, so there we go. It's a little dirty in there, but yeah, so we have these two little tiny incandescent bulbs here, and then these six here. These six run at 6 volts, and then these two are 12 volts. So we'll get to work on this. To get the PCB out, all you do is kind of push down on these little tabs here and pull up at the same time, and it just comes out over them. It has 4 of the tabs, just get the 2 going and it'll come off. This guy's held in by a screw, but we have no need to take it off. We can just work with it in the box. Just be a little gentle with this ribbon cable, you don't want to break it. But if you do want to take it off, just take the screw out. It'll only go back in the right way. If you try to flip it over, the pins won't line up. So you don't have to really worry about orientation if you take it out. The next thing to be aware of is the polarity of the plug. So pin B9 is your negative, and A7 is your positive. And you feed it 12 volts, it drops the voltage down inside here. So we'll go ahead and turn this on real quick. Oh, I guess I need to feed it 12 volts. I got it set to 6. I was testing an LED to make sure it would work with this. So let's get it back up there to where it's supposed to be. Alright, we're at 12 volts on there. Okay. So, now you can see we currently only have 2 working bulbs in this. And whoever this eBay seller is, they really shouldn't have sold this thing, but I don't really care. Oh, y'all can't see it because the angle. There's one of the 2 working, and there's the other one. They put the little. So you can see, people have always asked why white LEDs don't come out white on the instrument cluster, and you run into the same thing. Well, you won't run into the same thing here because this one's actually white instead of blue, but you will run into it on the AC here. But yeah, they put these blue little condoms on the bulb here to turn that kind of orange incandescent color into a more white, natural looking color there. So that's the point of these little blue condoms. So if you put new incandescent bulbs on and you don't slide these on there, you'll get a pretty ugly looking color. So definitely save these when you remove the bulbs. Even if you're going to LEDs on this one, save them for future boards. If you do these for repairs and stuff, just always save the little stupid condoms for the other ones. So I got one bulb out here. Let's see the polarity here. See if this one will work. Alright, no. There we go. So that would be our positive and negative for it. So I can never remember looking at an LED, which one's the electrode and which one's the cathode. So, and this one's already trimmed. I don't think I trimmed it the correct way. Let's see. Let me check it real quick and figure out which way it's positive and negative. Oh, okay. So yeah, on this one it is trimmed wrong. This one, the longer leg is negative, shorter leg's positive. We're putting the longer leg here, so negative is down right there. But well, let me go through and I'll replace all these LEDs off camera, or replace all these bulbs with LEDs off camera, and I'll mark the polarity so that way I can show y'all the polarity of this, because I don't know this one off the top of my head, unlike the what do you call them, the instrument clusters. 40 minutes later, I finally got them all done. Totally my fault it took so long, but I can't stand doing these for some reason. I think it's just I find just doing LED swaps boring. I don't know. But here we go. I need to get better at these. I need to do more of these. So I bought this one, and I'm struggling through it. I marked the polarity for it. So this, if you have this circuit board, because it may be different with different circuit boards, but if you have this one, it's the negative goes down, down, up, down, up, and then we have up, up, and down right there. So that is your polarity for all of these. I'll hold it up a little bit closer so you can see the marks. This little black mark is the negative polarity on these. I just don't have it memorized for this one. I probably never will. But let's go ahead and power it up. You'll notice I used my normal bulbs that I normally use here. I have tried using these diffused ones here in the past. They'll fit and work, but you get a hot spot there. These just don't diffuse that great. These guys won't run at 6 volt. They come on about at 8 volts, so I mean they barely come on at 7. 8 volts is when it starts to shine, and then they'll go up to 14, 16 volts. I think 18 is when they start to burn out. I can't remember. It's been a while since I burned one up. I just was overvolting them just to check them out to see how durable of an LED these are when I first bought them. So yeah, I put my normal ones I normally use here because they diffuse better, so it lights all the way up there. And even when people want a custom color, like if they want like red in here, I always put white LEDs here, so that way you get that red and blue from the heater on there. So let's just take a look at it powered up. And again, it was B9 is your negative and A7 is your positive there. And ignore what they wrote on here. This is definitely not a 99 to 02. I double checked that I wasn't crazy, that they didn't put these in the 99 to 02s, and they definitely did not. If I'm wrong, if somebody knows of some example of them doing that, let me know, but I'm pretty sure they never did the dual AC in them. So there we go. They are all lighting up now. And let's put the cover on so that way you get an idea of how it looks like with the cover. Well, I don't really plan on taking the cover back off, so let me find the little... There it is. Put that guy back on there. Alright, line up. Just get the little holes it lines up with. Alright, there we go. And we just slide that guy back on there. And then put the knobs back on. There's that one. And there's that one. Alright, let me turn off the light so you can actually see it. They come out looking pretty good. Camera's not picking it up great, but it's pretty smooth over here. The two, I can't tell if it's a hot spot on the two or if it's just because of that scratch that just kind of makes it look like it to me. But yeah, I really like the way it comes out. This part comes out really nice and bright, and I'm happy with the way this turned out. I'll probably sell this on Facebook Marketplace with a core to get another one to just keep practicing doing these. Just need to get better at them. I broke quite a few of these. I don't offer it as a service because every time I get them from the junkyard, I always manage to break them. This one, I managed to bend it just a hair there, but I'm sure that'll bend right back out. So I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. I guess. Oh, and before I end the video, I'll put a link down below of the LEDs that I used in here. I got my Amazon associates back. I'm no longer fired from Amazon, so I'll put some Amazon links on there so that way if you want to buy some of these. The square diffused cubes like you see Jeff's channel use and some of the other guys on YouTube using, those will also work at 6 volts from my understanding. I don't buy them. I just can't justify spending $1 a piece on an LED. There is one of you viewers, one of you guys, messaged me and you said you found a source in China for those cubes at about 20 cents a piece, and if that turns out to be true, I'll be ordering a lot of them and I'll sell them for cheap too, because they did have a minimum quantity order of 1,000. So I mean, that's a lot of bulbs. I mean, I definitely go through at least 1,000 LEDs a year, but I don't know. I don't like to buy that much inventory. It's just more to keep on hand. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.